What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me,
Liam.
And today we are diving into Handmaid's Tale Season 4, Episode 10. We hit the finale.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing a live video on Thursday. Mark your calendars, noon on Thursday. Join us live for a full Season 4 review. Actually, full first 4 seasons review. And then starting next week, we'll be diving into the final season, Season 5, because we did watch Season 6 already. I'm not going to rewatch that. So
yeah,
Season 5, this will be our final season of Handmaid's Tale going in. But today,
that'll set us up perfectly, though.
For Testaments,
yeah,
which I shared with you just 2 days ago. The new behind the scenes article they let go.
I didn't read it.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't, but the picture was Hannah, so I wanted you to see it. Yeah. But yeah, today we're diving into the finale of Season 4. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. If you've been joining us this whole time, welcome back. Really been enjoying having you here. We are a show about shows, never pretend to be experts, just really love entertainment and love talking about it. Love character growth, character arcs, talking about what may come, trying to kind of guess and sleuth it out. But yeah, like if you're about that, then you're in the right place. If you want someone who's going to tell you exactly what happened in a book or, word for word historical documents or whatever, that's not us. But if you want to chat about it, we're here. So in the comments is how you do that. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. And without further ado, let's talk about it.
Yeah, so the beginning got opened up to June's monologue, talking about how you have to pretend and make it real. And that just carried out throughout the whole episode.
Yeah.
Until the very end, which I cannot wait to hear your reaction on some of this stuff.
So I find that that's a pretty common theme for the writers. And I know this particular episode was written by Miller himself. So maybe it's what he writes. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look like which episodes have this theme where it has this reminder, this memory in the beginning, but then by the time we get to the end of the episode, that exact memory has been manipulated into the thing that we are now seeing, and which we saw again in this one, right, where it's all of that we were watching her remember through this whole episode is the thing that she goes to put her into the place of anger she needed, hatred that she needed to carry out a murder, right? And so yeah, I think it's really powerful. And you brought it up. So it's like, yeah, that really stands out to me too. Yeah.
I love those parts. But we have June going to see Fred after she blindsides Trullo with, hey, you're helping me. Grab your car.
Yeah. His initial reaction for me made sense. How quickly he bent to her will made no sense to me. So that part I was a little confused. I'm like, okay, he has to, because then otherwise there's no plot. There's no story.
I see it as guilt.
For what? He owes her nothing.
It's the fact that they struck the deal with Fred behind her back after he's like, yeah, we're going to go get him. We're going to get him for all this shit. And then he pulls it away.
Yeah. But here's where, okay, as you and I sitting here get that logically, yes, that sucks. And I would not want to be a part of that. But Mark, the character, has shown us that his decisions are for the greater good, not for the sum of one, right? That's usually a government mindset, right? And so for him to get Fred, have him already be giving up valuable information that's going to allow him to make a bigger strike on Gilead, free more people, save more people. For June to be able to manipulate him to even get in that car in the first place, to me, was a stretch.
Okay.
But it did precede the plot, which allowed Lawrence to intersect, which then there's a lot of different pieces that we needed to happen.
I really do wish we got to see the conversation between June and Lawrence about that.
Yeah. We talked about it, how the last conversation they had was very different because of the people surrounding them. The line is tapped, people are listening, there's people in the room. So yeah, I agree that the conversation that she had with him that got him to go to that diner was probably very different than the conversation we once saw.
I really wish we got to see that.
Yeah.
But the whole time, Lawrence is just sitting there and he's trying to help move it along, but he's also trying to poke him at the same time. And I love that about his character. His character is so much fun.
let's not, like, by no means do I ever want anyone listening to think that, like, I don't think Lawrence is a villain. He definitely is.
Yes.
But I think villains are the more interesting characters. Like, they usually have way more layers than the hero does. And so, yes, as a villain, I love that he has that, like, yes, I'm pretty weak, and you probably could kill me right now if you wanted to, but I'm smarter than you, and I'm going to keep using that against you. And he little like, you know, quips right there and there. Yeah, here and there.
But eventually, like, Trullo was fucked. Like, he had no choice in this.
Once June played an ace against him, right? She trumped him up. To use the phrase, the trump card, right? She trumped him up. So she knew that her story and her life wasn't enough. So she went and stacked life.
Yep.
And now he couldn't say no.
Stacking the evidence, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So June's very smart and very strategic. I mean, she was able to orchestrate between Lawrence, Nick, Trullo. Like, all of that was June.
You see Fred's face when June went and kissed Nick. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not the first time this is the first time he's seeing it, but he knew about it, right? Serena threw it in his face. June threw it in his face. I think Nick was the only one who didn't flex it on him, but Nick still flexed on him in the house a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so I was a little, like, again, there's certain things that happen where I'm like, would he really be that shocked? Like, he's known for, how old is Nicole now? Almost a year? For at least a year that they've been doing this. So it's like, that was like, now when everyone walked down, that's when I was like, that should have been like, oh, fuck.
So in that moment, when everyone's coming down, I'm thinking, how fucked up are we that we're excited to see this?
I very much had a very similar thought. And I said, I'm excited that someone's about to die. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I do know Fred is a fictional character, and I have been on this journey with June. So it's satisfying to know that June is getting her revenge.
Yeah.
But would it be, this is what I was asking myself sitting there. I was like, would I have the same reaction if I knew it was real? Like, if I was watching the news and this was going on, would I have the same reaction? And I usually don't, right? Like, I've been to war, so I know, and had to do things, so I get this, right? I get this part of it. But for me, I'm just like, if I were to watch the news, I wouldn't have the same reaction that I'm having right now, like that I'm having with Fred.
I don't know. I honestly can't think of a situation where that's occurred. So I truly don't know. And it's not like I really watch news anyway.
I think the celebration of death is not okay.
Yes, I agree.
Understanding that death is part of life, and understanding that certain people who bring great atrocities to the world no longer being able to bring those atrocities to the world is a good thing. But you could also, like, there's other ways to remove someone from the world.
Just
right?
the end justifies the means.
Right. I mean, we're going to go down a deep rabbit hole that deals with the value of human life and morality and all these different things. And obviously there's religious context for certain people that goes into that. And it's like, that's just a can of worms we shouldn't be opening right now on a YouTube channel. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But I just want to point out that that's how I was feeling.
Yeah, no,
in
100%.
that situation. Yeah. And so I'm curious, do you guys have those kinds of thoughts too when you're watching this series? Let me know in the comments whether you noticed that you're getting excited for it or even questioned it in yourself, because I'm curious to know about that part.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong. Like, I was sitting there excited that June was about to do that. Like, I was.
So was I.
No joke.
I knew it was coming, but
I did question where my head was at and why I was thinking that way. Like, okay, I'm here. This is what's going on. But yeah, I was not upset that Fred was killed.
Neither was I.
Yeah.
I think the upset part for me was questioning whether I truly enjoyed watching someone die or not.
That's the thing, though. Like, I do enjoy very gory TV. I mean, Welcome to Derry is incredibly gory. The Boys, the deaths on that show are over the top gory.
Yeah.
And we still celebrate that. So I think it's context. It's always context. Like, what is is this a satire? Is this a comedy? Is this supposed to be over the top? Or is this supposed to be emotionally moving like this scene was? Where Emily and June and so many other women got a piece of revenge against all the atrocities that happened to them.
Yeah, Trullo's like, yeah, and you're going to face charges for the old way. Did you catch that part?
Yeah.
And the old way is kind of what we saw at the very beginning of all the women standing around stoning.
Yeah. But this time they just got to beat him.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting, and it was symbolism, obviously. But when they zoom out, right, on all the women beating them, and the flashlights are perfectly spaced all the way around. I'm like, it's good symbolism, but that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, no, you definitely have some dark spots.
Yeah. Well, also, like, in the heat of a battle, like, your adrenaline's pumping. You're about to do some violence on someone. You're not very calm in that moment. And then they all thought to perfectly place their flashlights down in this circle. I was like, oh, man, that's funny. I probably shouldn't be laughing. Someone just died. And then I
whoops. All right. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be, I guess, a short episode for us. But I look forward to the next part because I'm starting to remember. It's a little closer to what I've last seen of this stuff. I really am going to be excited to see what you see in this last season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're going to be going much deeper into this entire season on Thursday, too. So bring your questions. If we didn't touch on something specific in the finale that you were like, we really should have talked about that, obviously, Fred getting his just desserts, June finally getting her peace, or I don't know if that's really peace, but revenge, like, is the highlight, is the big part of this finale. Like, it is the main thing.
One of the things I don't remember about this episode, though, I need to ask is, did we ever see Serena's reaction to Fred? Because she doesn't know.
She doesn't know yet.
I didn't think so. Okay.
The last thing we see Serena doing is logging into Zoom, waiting for Fred's call. No one had entered the room. No one, like, we didn't see her like have that silent breakdown. Like, she just got devastating information. Like, none of those things that would indicate to me that she knows happened. So to me, that's going to be like either the big reveal, or she's going to come into season 5 having known it off camera, and then we'll go on like a flashback or something and figure out how she knows that.
And there are a few things I'm intentionally leaving out for this episode that I wanted to say for the live. So that's why we haven't covered certain things of this episode.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go very in depth. We go much longer and much more in depth on our lives, so we'll save a lot for that there.
And also on long tangents that we have fun with y'all with.
Yeah, well, yeah, with you. We go on tangents with you, not just with ourselves. Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah, so this has been a really fun journey, and I'm excited that we have one more live with you, and then we're rolling into the last season to really put a bow on this thing. And then I hope every one of you will be subscribing and joining us for Testaments as well. So we're going to be diving into that.
Based on everything that we've done for these last 4 seasons of Handmaid, would you be willing to do this kind of format again for a different series?
When you mean format, you mean review each episode individually and then do a season live?
No, go back through a season from the beginning that has like a crazy amount of seasons in it.
It would have to be requested. Just like the only reason we did Handmaid's Tale was because it was requested. I probably would have eventually went back through it myself, but the reason we did it, and we did it the way we did in such a quick manner, was because we had people wanting to go with us, so we went.
Yeah, how long have we been doing that now?
Well, it's been at least a year.
For Handmaid alone?
I think so.
Wow.
You're asking this guy about timelines?
Yeah, I know. I should know better.
Yeah. I've got a memory for faces and names and geography. I'm good at maps, but like, ask me what day it is or like what I did last week. If I didn't write it down, I ain't telling you.
All right.
Yeah. Appreciate you being with us throughout season 4. However, if you just tuned in for the first time, make sure you subscribe and set your calendar to noon on Thursday.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were. You've already come far.